So in this video, we're going to take a look at P5.play's group capabilities. Okay, so what a group is it's a little bit like an array. Hopefully you've seen my JavaScript tutorials on arrays and know what an array is. It's a way of storing lots of the same thing essentially. Now what's good about P5.play is that you can create a thing called a group, and that allows you to set properties for everything inside that group, and you can access it like an array as well. So what we're going to do is going to do a little simple program that has a guy that goes around and collects some coins. So I'm going to do a nice variable, player, coins, and then just some images. So coin image, player image, and that's about it. I'm also want a separate variable called score, so we can look at scoring as well. So first things first, let's just preload our images in. So function preload. So I'm going to say coin image equals load image, that, and player image equals load image, just like that. Now I've got two sprites, or sprite sheets at least, which I will go and find for you now in my downloads. So I've got one called Guy, which I'll show you in a minute, and then one called, I think it's called Coins, or Coin. Let's see if I can find it. Is it this one? Hopefully it is. Nope, it's that one. So this is our Guy. I'm just going to run around. So I looked at different, I got 5 different coins that I wasn't sure if I liked or not. So I did a bit of a mess around. But I know I've got it here, so I'll just go there and so I'll rename it. So this one here, that's the animated one. So we'll just make sure it says coin, not coin 1, with that. And then we can get into our program. So coin image is going to be coin.png and guy.png. And yeah, so just put these in the right order because I don't like my preload to come in after the setup. So we've got our canvas, worry about background for now. So I'm going to make a new group. So it goes new group. Now you'll see in previous videos like the Mario one and things that I've used a group before, but I've not really explained what a group is. If you've looked that far anyway. Some of you will be looking at this earlier, so you'll see groups used a lot later on. So coins.w, so the width of it is 33, and this is based on the image that I've got. We can change the size later on, but if you don't do it this way, you can't actually see anything's moving. It looks a bit stupid. So coins.spritesheet. I need to really sort out using this keyboard. I don't know how you disable it on the trackpad. So what was I? Equals coin image. Let's add some frame delay. So coins.annies.frame delay. Like that. I'm going to set that to a just a bit slower and spin really quick. And then let's add some animation. So we've got coins.add annies. And then we're going to have spin. Now this is, you can do it a couple of different ways with animations. I just always do it this way because I think it's easier, a bit better. It's entirely up to you, but this just means that then we can, if we want to have multiple ones, like let's say we had, I don't know, one like where it inverts or floats or spins up or whatever, you put that in there. And then let's make it a bit smaller because it's quite a big image. So constant scale equals 0.5. So that's that done. Now what I'm going to do is quickly see the working. So I'm just going to do for let I equals 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. So it's just a little for loop there. So it's 10 times. I'm going to do new coins.sprite randomly on the screen. And then random between 50 and the height because I want the top for my text. So let's see how it works. Just have a bunch of spinning coins. So there we go. It's looking a bit dodgy because I don't clear the canvas. Let's just put a clear in there. So now we should have a bunch of coins. Let's make it the width and height a little bit smaller so we can see everything, okay? So there we go. We should have a bunch of coins. They're all spinning around, ready to be collected. Maybe they're a little bit, maybe I can keep the scale to what there was. Just don't want to be too big. Maybe they're too big still, I don't know. But we've got our stuff. Doesn't really matter. So now we're going to sort our player. So player equals a new sprite, not a group. And I'm going to do player.sprite sheet equals player image, like that. Player.w equals 16, player.height equals 24. Again, I've already worked this out, so you just trust me if you use these images. Obviously, you can go onto my Replit. It's public, and you can just download them off there. I've got these off OpenGamer in case you're interested. There's loads of different ones on there. Player.annies.frame delay again, because we don't want it to be too quick. Put them in the right place. Let's have the animations for that then. So player.add annies. Now I already know what mine are. So I've got this sprite sheet. I'm going to cheat. So I've got down, right, left, and up. If you look, I've got down, right, left, and up. So I've got it in line with that. So it's row 0, 1, 2, and 3. Nice and easy. I'm going to start off with my player.annie equals down. So I'm just going to face down straight away so you can see its face. Player.scale equals 2 because this picture's really small. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some controls. So I'm not going to explain it in much detail because I've done this millions of times in the previous videos. So we've just got our moving and our animation. So I should be able to run around like that. I can move these coins and it's all going a little bit weird because of the physics, but looks about right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in, I've got score already, so let's just put some text in. So we'll do text size 50, makes sense. Then I'm going to do some text that says score plus the score. Did I give it a capital? I can't remember. I'm going to do that at the width divided by 4 and 50. It should say undefined because there's no number in there, so let's put a number in there. It just says score is 0. Always put an equals because I'm doing an assignment. I'm not just making things up. So there we go. We've got all things. We can obviously as well put in a coins.rotation lock equals true, so they don't hit each other and move at weird angles. There we go. So it's looking really good. I can move around. I can move them, which is great. But that's not what I want to do. I want to collect them to get a score. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the overlapping function. So you can just do overlapping greater than how many pixels or whatever. What you can do as well, if you're always doing the same thing, you can do player.overlapping, then who you're overlapping, so it's coins. I'm going to write collect because this is a function that I'm going to write. So function collect. Now I'm going to pass in the player that touches it and the coin. I'm just going to do c.remove. So the first one's the player, the thing touching it, and the other thing is the thing that's being touched. The other parameter. I'm going to do score plus equals 1, and then let's just make a new one so it spawns the one when we do that. Random width, random between 50 and the height again. So now what should happen is we've got an infinite running game. Every time I touch one, it calls that function and does something. Okay? You can see it's spawning ones every time. That's just because they're all dynamic, the colliders, but that's how collecting working. So we can collect objects, we're animating the objects, we're incrementing the score. So that's pretty much it. As well, say you was checking for a specific one, you can for loop through these. So you could for loop, so just like this. Oh, it's not really useful at this moment in time, but I can do for let's see of coins, and I could do console.log. And what that would do is it's going to loop through all my coins and just tell me all the X and Y positions, so I can look at these individually. I can use the other type of for loop as well that goes through with numbers, like it up here. I could use that to find that the third one in or something. So let's say you're trying to find the very last coin, and let's just do coins.length minus 1. Let's actually use the right thing as well. So what I should do, you see the very last one that was spawned is now massive. So I've called that. Yeah, I could do the third one that's made, or the fourth one technically, whichever one it is, and make that one massive. I can call them individually in the group. So it's really useful for you to check in, see if you might for loop through them all and see if one of the objects has got no health or 1 health or 2 health. You don't have to use this overlapping function, but it's quite useful when doing collections and things like that. But yeah, that's it. So that's groups and collecting things in P5.play. If you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, like it, leave a comment. I've had a few people asking me how to do things. Please, I encourage you to do that. I'll try and reply when I can. And I will see you